Robert Joseph Guerrero is an American professional boxer. He is a former two-weight world champion, having held the IBF featherweight and super featherweight titles. He is also a former WBA and WBO interim lightweight and WBC interim welterweight champion. Guerrero is trained by his father Ruben Guerrero, a former amateur champion, who introduced Robert and his 5 brothers to boxing as youngsters growing up in Gilroy, California. Professional career featherweight After an impressive amateur career begun at a very young age, Guerrero turned professional, at the age of 18, on May 22, 2001 with a 4-round unanimous decision win against Alejandro Cruz. After several wins and only a single draw later, Guerrero won the WBC and ABF featherweight title against Cesar Figueroa on December 9, 2004. Defending his NABF title twice, Guerrero was seen as a rising prospect, until meeting Gamaliel Diaz in a bout televised on ShoBox, on the Showtime channel, on December 12, 2005. An aggressive Diaz upset Guerrero, winning by split decision and taking the NABF belt in the process. Guerrero rebounded from his first loss by defeating Sandros Marcos via third-round technical knockout, setting up a rematch against Diaz, again on Showtime. Guerrero knocked down Diaz in the first round, and eventually knocking out Diaz early in the 6th round. The win set him up to face IBF champion Eric Aiken. Featherweight title. In his first World Championship fight on September 2, 2006, Guerrero defeated Aiken by an 8th-round technical knockout in Los Angeles. Guerrero used inside fighting, neutralizing Aiken's power, and eventually making Aiken quit on his stool after the 8th round to earn his first world title belt. Guerrero vs. Salado. Guerrero lost the belt in his next fight in a mandatory defense to future featherweight champion Orlando Salado in Las Vegas. Salado dominated the majority of the bout and pulled off an upset decision win with scores of 115-113, 117-111, 118-110. However, Salado would subsequently be stripped of the IBF title after testing positive for steroids, thus vacating the belt. The result of the bout would also be changed to a 12-round no decision by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The IBF subsequently gave Guerrero the shot at the vacant featherweight title, which he won by 9th-round technical knockout in Copenhagen, Denmark on February 23, 2007, against Albanian boxer Spender Bazzi. Guerrero's second defense of his second title was to be against Rocky Juarez. However, Juarez chose to meet WBC super featherweight champion Juan Manuel Marquez in a money fight instead. Guerrero's first defense was scheduled to be against Martin Honorio on November 3, 2007, and was televised on Showtime, on the undercard of the Marquez-Juarez match. Guerrero was unable to attend the final press conference before the match after his wife Casey was diagnosed with leukemia. Guerrero defeated Honorio in a first-round knockout. On February 29, 2008, Guerrero defeated Jason Lize via an 8th-round knockout. Guerrero then vacated the title to move up in weight. Super featherweight Guerrero vs. Jordan. On March 7, 2009, Guerrero fought Jordan in his HBO debut. The fight ended in a second-round no-contest decision after Guerrero suffered a headbutt resulting in a gash above his eye. After the bout, Guerrero offered Jordan a rematch, however, Jordan reportedly declined. On June 12, 2009, Guerrero faced Efren Hinojosa. He suffered another deep cut near his left eye from a headbutt in the 7th round, but this time it did not slow his progress as he scored an 8th-round TKO victory. After the bout, the media described him as having redeemed himself for his previous lackluster effort. On August 22, 2009, Guerrero challenged Malcolm Klassen for his IBF super featherweight title. Guerrero won the fight by a unanimous decision to claim the world title. The scores were 117-112, 116-112 and 115-113 in his favor. In February 2010, Guerrero vacated his featherweight title in order to care for his ailing wife. Lightweight On April 30, 2010, Guerrero moved up to the lightweight division to fight Robert Arrieta. The bout took place at the Tropicana Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, United States. Guerrero won the fight by TKO in the 8th round. After the bout, Guerrero expressed his interest in fighting Mexican champion Juan Manuel Marquez. Guerrero vs. Casamer. On July 31, 2010, Guerrero moved up to the junior welterweight division and faced Cuban fighter Joel Casamer on the undercard of the Marquez vs. Diaz pay-per-view at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Guerrero defeated Casamer by a 10-round unanimous decision. On November 6, 2010, he faced Vicente Escobedo for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Lightweight title. Guerrero knocked Escobedo down in the 3rd and 6th rounds en route to a 10-round unanimous decision. On April 9, 2011, Guerrero faced Michael Katsidis for the interim WBA and WBO lightweight titles. Guerrero won the bout with a 12-round unanimous decision. In a post-fight interview when asked on his hometown, he said, "It's nice when you're pretty much their biggest thing besides Garlic and Gilroy." Guerrero was scheduled to face Marcos Maidana in August for the WBA JR welterweight title, however, he was forced to pull out of the bout after suffering a torn tendon in his rotator cuff. He underwent surgery to repair the injury and could be out of the ring for up to 6 months. Return to the ring. Guerrero returned to the ring by jumping 2 weight classes, to face unbeaten top 10 welterweight Selçuk Aydin. On July 28, 2012, Robert Guerrero defeated Aydin in San Jose, California by unanimous decision for the interim WBC welterweight title. Guerrero vs. Berto. Guerrero's next fight was against former 2-time welterweight champion Andre Berto. Guerrero started off the fight fast, sending Berto to the canvas each of the first 2 rounds, as well as badly closing Berto's right eye early on. Berto got back into the fight during the middle rounds, landing hard uppercuts and right hands on Guerrero, who took the punches well. Throughout the fight, the two traded punches, with Berto on the ropes and Guerrero smothering him, while outworking him the majority of the time. By the end of the fight, both of Berto's eyes and Guerrero's right eye were closed shut. Guerrero won a unanimous decision by the scores of 116-110 on all 3 scorecards. In the post-fight interview, Guerrero called out pound-for-pound champion Floyd Mayweather. Guerrero vs. Mayweather. On May 4, 2013, Guerrero lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in the WBC welterweight championship fight by a unanimous decision, with all judges scoring the fight 117-111 in favor of Mayweather. Mayweather won by easily outboxing Guerrero from inside the pocket. Guerrero vs. Kamigai. Guerrero took off a full year before returning to the ring to fight the Japanese Yoshiro Kamigai. The Ghost could hardly open his left eye toward the end of the fight, but scored a unanimous 12-round decision over the tough Kamigai, thereby marking a triumphant return to the ring. Guerrero vs. Thurman. On March 7, Robert the Ghost Guerrero fought in NBC's first episode of their new series, Premier Boxing Champions, at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Guerrero's opponent, Keith "one-time" Thurman, started off the match as the aggressor, throwing many powerful punches. Guerrero was able to withstand Thurman's blows, but was knocked down in the 9th round. Although the fight seemed bleak for Guerrero, he was able to fight back, giving an exciting final 3 rounds in which he became the aggressor, forcing Thurman against the ropes. Ultimately, the Ghost was unable to achieve a victory, and lost a unanimous decision to Keith Thurman. Despite this loss, Guerrero's determination and strong will to win had the crowd of the MGM Grand chanting his name for the majority of the final round. Guerrero vs. Martinez. On June 6, 2015, Robert the Ghost Guerrero fought again on NBC as part of the Premier Boxing Champions series at StubHub Center, California, against the grittier and Martinez. Martinez proved himself to be an underdog with bite. The action got going in earnest in round 2, with both fighters working the body hard and some grueling infighting. Martinez continued to press the action in round 4, scoring a knockdown at the end with hard body shots and then a combinations to the head. but the momentum of the fight began to swing back in Guerrero unregistered trademark's direction in round 6, when he fought more from the outside. Both fighters had their moments in the latter half of the fight, but it was Guerrero who was able to control the distance, outland Martinez and pull out a split decision win in a fasty back-and-forth battle. Professional boxing record. Documentary: The Ghost documents the life of three-time world champion boxer Robert "The Ghost" Guerrero. It was directed by Andrew Johnston, in association with Golden Boy Promotions. References. External links: Professional boxing record for Robert Guerrero from BoxRec, Robert Guerrero on Premier Boxing Champions, Robert Guerrero on Facebook, Robert Guerrero on Twitter, Robert Guerrero on Instagram.